The Selfish Giant, a story by Oscar Wilde. Every day after school, children loved to play in a big, beautiful garden. The garden had green grass, pretty flowers, and 12 peach trees. Birds sang in the trees, and the children were very happy there. One day, the giant who owned the garden came home. He had been visiting a friend for 7 years. When he saw the children playing, he got angry. "What are you doing here?" he shouted. "This is my garden. Nobody can play here except me." The giant built a tall wall around his garden and put up a sign that said, "Keep out." He was very selfish. Now the poor children had nowhere to play. They tried playing on the road, but it was dusty and full of rocks. They walked around the wall and talked about how much fun they used to have in the beautiful garden. When spring came, flowers bloomed and birds sang everywhere, except in the giant's garden. There, it stayed cold and snowy all year long. The birds wouldn't sing because there were no children. The trees wouldn't grow flowers. Even when one flower tried to bloom, it saw the mean sign and went back underground. Snow, frost, and the cold north wind were happy to stay in the garden all year. They covered everything with ice and snow. Hail came too and broke the roof tiles on the giant's house. "I don't understand why spring won't come to my garden," said the giant, looking out at his cold white yard. But spring never came because the giant was too selfish. One morning, the giant heard beautiful music. He thought it was the king's band, but it was just a little bird singing. He hadn't heard birds in so long that it sounded wonderful. The giant looked out his window and saw something amazing. The children had found a small hole in the wall and climbed through. They were sitting in the trees, and the trees were so happy that they bloomed with flowers right away. Birds sang and flowers popped up from the grass. But in one corner of the garden, it was still winter. A very small boy stood there, crying. He was too little to climb the tree, and the tree was still covered with snow and ice. The giant's heart felt warm when he saw this. "I've been so selfish, he said. "Now I know why spring wouldn't come. I'll help that little boy, and I'll tear down my wall. The children can play here forever." The giant quietly went outside to help. But when the children saw him, they got scared and ran away. Winter came back to the garden immediately. Only the little boy didn't run because his eyes were full of tears. The giant gently picked up the little boy and put him in the tree. Right away, the tree bloomed with flowers, and birds came to sing. The little boy hugged the giant and kissed him. When the other children saw that the giant was kind now, they came back. Spring returned too. "This is your garden now, children," said the giant. He took an axe and knocked down the wall. From that day on, the children played in the garden every day. The giant played with them and was very happy. But every evening the giant would ask, "Where is the little boy I helped? The one who kissed me?" The children didn't know. They had never seen him before, and he never came back. This made the giant sad because he loved that little boy the most. Years passed. The giant grew old and weak. He couldn't play anymore, so he sat in a big chair and watched the children play. "I have many beautiful flowers," he would say, "but the children are the most beautiful of all." One winter morning, the giant looked out his window and saw something wonderful. In the far corner of his garden stood a tree covered with white flowers. Its branches were gold, and silver fruit hung from them. Under the tree stood the little boy he had loved and missed. The giant ran outside as fast as he could. But when he got close to the boy, he saw something that made him angry. The child had nail marks in his hands and feet, like someone had hurt him badly. "Who hurt you?" cried the giant. "Tell me so I can punish them." "No," said the child gently. "These are marks of love." "Who are you?" asked the giant. He felt something special about this child and got down on his knees. The child smiled and said, "You let me play in your garden once. Today you will come with me to my garden, which is heaven." That afternoon, when the children came to play, they found the giant lying peacefully under the tree. He was covered with white flower petals, and he had died with a smile on his face.